Wildland fire dispatchers are a crucial link in the fast-moving series of decisions that are needed to start fighting a fire. So when a fire sparks, they're the ones who are responsible for figuring out, okay, who's nearby to fight it and sending resources where they need to go as quickly as possible.
But what we found when we started looking at wildland fire dispatchers was a really unsettling series of trends. They have really long, heavy workloads, and they're understaffed at a critical mass at this point. And their working conditions tend to be pretty unhealthy and unsafe. All that was translating into these really unhealthy and unsustainable work-life balance situations, difficulty maintaining relationships outside of work, unhealthy mental health, and unhealthy physical health.
Dispatchers feel overlooked, like there's luckily, thankfully, and warranted, there's so much more attention on firefighters on the line and, are they breathing in smoke? What are their working conditions like? And that's great. But then you also have these people who are in dispatch centers who, have a really unique encounter with fire.
10% of our population responded that they have high levels of suicidal ideation. In our general public population, that's less than 1%. This is the kind of number that you see in returning military populations. This is not a number that you find really outside of many critical high stress situations. About a third of our dispatchers exhibited the characteristics of PTSD. And then looking at anxiety and depression, over half of our dispatchers and pushing upwards of 65% had anxiety and or depression. That's about a fifth of the US population. So really high numbers of mental health concerns. When you have a population that's sleep deprived, when you have a population with high levels of mental health concerns, that's overworked, that's not functioning at their optimum, that's going to translate toward possibly higher error rates, possibly less good judgment, higher risk taking, and that compromises safety on the fire line. I always ask my dispatchers why they do the work, and I never get a majority negative answers there. I always hear really great things. They love their jobs. They want to be in this field. They're passionate about their work. They want to find ways to continue to do this work. They just have to have it make sense for living and be a livable situation for them.